Hey guys, Ollie and Fal at Newcastle here. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a talk around the new JS model, the Golden Child. It was brought out this year based off an old Joel Parkinson model where he won 4 comps consecutively and from my understanding didn't lose a single heat. So we're just going to run through a few questions, common questions around the Golden Child, and then we'll move from there.
Look, Ollie, we've got the Golden Child here. I feel like there's a lot of hype around this board, and you did go to WA a couple of weeks ago, and you did say you surfed this board. Is it living up to the hype?
I'm going to be completely honest. When I went over to WA, I took this board with the intention of it going good in good waves, and it lived up to the hype. I'm going to be completely honest. It was in powerful, bowly waves, really good conditions. It did exactly what I was hoping for. It held in some steeper sections. Didn't like the fat section so much, but definitely what I was expecting from a really refined performance board like this.
So tell me about the outline of this board. What makes it go so good?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're coming into a surf store, it's easy to get confused with all these different shapes and setups. So it's good to understand when you're coming in what this board is actually going to do and why that's going to happen. So we'll start at the back here. It's got a nice pulled in tail, a squash tail. Then as you come up the board, a lower rail is going to help with that performance surfing in those good waves. A fair bit of foam under the chest here. Now what that's going to do is that's going to help with your paddle power getting into waves earlier.
Yeah.
And then as we come up to the nose, it's really refined and there's a fair bit of rocking throughout the board.
Me and Ollie, we've got an Indo trip coming up, and I'm a bit iffy on what sort of board to buy, but I have seen this board. It's got a lot of rocker. It looks like a board that could go good in good Indo conditions, and I was wondering what fins were you riding in it to make it like...
Yeah, I mean, for sure, coming into Indo season, you really want something that's going to go good in good waves, and this is like one of those boards that would be in that roster, that thing that you're looking at, that board that you're looking at when you're like, I need a board for Indo, I need something that's refined, and as you said, has that rocker. I played around with a fair few fins. I started off with the JS full carbon fins, of which they were really good. Had a lot of hold, a lot of drive, standard fin. They're a moderately raked fin. But yeah, felt really good in them. And then I thought I'd switch it up and chuck in some sharp eyes. They were a little bit more loose. But once again, I think I preferred the JS's. And then as an all-rounder fin, I really like the Almeric fin.
Yeah.
And that went just as good.
Yeah, okay.
So there wasn't too much variation. Then again, they are all very similar fins.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like you want a moderately raked fin, not something overly raked, because it is a pretty stiff board, especially if you get in a rounded pin, which is what I've got on the way for Indo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Indo board, it's definitely one everyone should be looking at coming into this time of season.
Yeah, and especially it's winter in Australia here. Obviously, you're going to get good waves in Indo no matter what. I know. It feels good under the arm. Great board. Could be the one, eh?
All right, let's wrap this thing up. Honestly, coming into the Indo and winter season, out of all of the performance refined shortboards for good waves, I think this is definitely a great option. Keep this in the back of your mind. Come into Slimes Newcastle. Come and have a chat. You can speak to any of us boys. Any other questions you got, Fal? Or anything else to say?
No, not really.
What about the JS jacket?
Yeah, JS jacket. Coming into winter, keeping me warm. Also slimes, beanies, hats, all that sort of stuff. Come in, grab some merch, support the local business. You know, this board looks insane. After speaking to Ollie about what he said, definitely is going to be on my mind. Super sick board. Yeah. So look, we've got the golden child here, Ollie. So look, Ollie. You what? Bro.